many of you have heard me talk from my whole radio career. Those of you who have followed me before I got to the number one news talk radio station in America, you know that one of the places that I am so happy to be a part of is my father's prep school, one of 4 historically African-American remaining boarding schools, prep schools in the entire country, the Redemption Christian Academy, founded in 1979. And I always talk about not only my father, Pastor John Massey Jr., I also talk about me being the greatest basketball player ever to come through there. And I talk about a lot of principles I learned at Redemption Christian Academy. And last Saturday, our phone went crazy. I woke up and from my family in New York to me here in Atlanta, it was the news media, it was everybody calling and said, is it true? Is it true? Is it true? And we said, what? And we looked, and there below and behold, it's Redemption Christian Academy in TMZ with the headlines that says, Lamar Odom thinking about coaching back at his alma mater. Well, joining me for the first time since I saw him set foot on the campus of Redemption Christian Academy since he left. And what I think that was 1996, Lamar, was it 96? 1996?
97.
Yeah, 97. Yeah, somewhere around there. Over 20 years later, it is the reunion, wow. I know, of all reunions. Let's welcome to WSB Radio for the first time, those of you listening around the country. He was a student there, 96, 97 year. The one, the only Lamar Odom. Lamar, thanks for being with us.
Oh, no, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so you know, Pastor John Massey Jr., the Redemption Christian Academy alumni, everybody's listening to this reunion. Let's go back to, we're going to talk about how we got up to you possibly coaching at Redemption Christian Academy, but let's go back to the moment that you first stepped foot on the campus of my father's prep school. My dad gets a call and say, hey, there's this guy. He may be going straight from high school to the NBA, and we want him to come to the Redemption Christian Academy. Take us back 20-something years ago.
Oh, wow. I can remember the night that I got there. It was well, for me, it was like it was a whirlwind, just because I was so highly touted. So to be switching schools was something that only Lamar Odom could be prepared for. And I was prepared for it, and I wound up playing, had an incredible season there, made new friends from all around the world. And that was, I think, the incredible thing about playing for Redemption. I met kids of students from Africa. I had a guy on my team, he was from the Netherlands. So it was just a world-opening experience that I would never forget.
We're on the phone live. He's calling from Los Angeles. Lamar Odom on. It's somewhat of a reunion, the founder's daughter of Redemption Christian Academy, on behalf of the Massey family, having a reunion with Lamar Odom, who's an alumni of our school. Lamar, so go ahead.
It's funny that the school was founded. I was born in 1979. So
where are you born? You were born in 1979. So that's when Pastor Massey did all that great work. Absolutely. Yeah. And you were a baby. You were 17 years old when you came. You were about 17 when you came to the little town of Troy, New York. So Lamar, let me ask you this. One of the reasons why a lot of people were shocked is because the last time, and I know you told us on a personal level, so the last time they heard Redemption Christian Academy spoken by you, it wasn't in the best light. You had a book out. I don't know if it was a bestseller, but it was after all the, Kardashians and all of that. And you had a book out, and there was a part in the book that confused. A lot of people were confused last Saturday because they never heard anything. And my father's listening now. You've talked to my siblings, Michelle and I, and there was a part in the book that said some things that weren't necessarily the truth, and it hurt my dad. I'm going to tell you right now, Pastor Massey doesn't need an apology. Anytime you have called my father throughout the years, what has he done? It's Lamar. Let me talk to Lamar. I'll talk to Lamar. So my dad doesn't need an apology whatsoever, but it was really hurtful to the siblings, to us, to hear something negative about my father allegedly, and that you were 17, allegedly giving you money to change grades. So as Pastor Massey listens to you and my mother, Mrs. Joan Massey, I'm getting a little choked up, honestly, because my dad has been through some health challenges. I am getting a little choked up. He's been battling some health scares, and we thought we lost him at a moment. And you call him during this moment. And I just want you to speak to Pastor Massey as he's listening to you about what was said in that book that was negative, not hurtful to him. My dad is just a man of great character. He doesn't matter. But it really hurt our siblings, the things that were said about him. What could you say? Whoa, I'm a little choked up, to Pastor Massey right now about what happened or what was said in that book.
Well, I will tell him, first of all, the grown-up Lamar Odom knows that anything that he's done for me or tried to do for me in the past, realized that it was the best for me. And in the book, one of our friends had control of a lot of my words in that book. I'm sure Reverend Massey knows what I'm talking about. Because at the time I was just coming out of the coma. So the only thing I really knew was yes and no, and hardly that. And a lot of those words weren't my words at all. And if you could ask, if I could just ask for my forgiveness, and for that person who put that out, ask you to forgive them as well.
My father has Lamar even since that, and just so we'll clear it up, because I know people are listening, which was confusing. Just for the record, did my father get $15,000 to change your grades, and then the grades came back? Did you ever give my father? Did he ever ask for money? Did you ever give him? Did he ever take any money from you?
No, nothing like that ever happened. Well, like I said, anything that the Massey ever did for me was just the best for Lamar Odom. And at that time, a lot of people couldn't say that.
Yeah. We got to go to a break real quick. I know you're in LA and you're you're really busy, but when we come back from the break, I want to finish up, talk about the how TMZ came about, what you're thinking about doing with your future, how that all came about, and also what you're doing in your life post the book, post the coma. Yeah. Lord knows my father and my family, we love you. We've been praying for you for all of these years. And like I said, the reason why I was getting choked up is because you didn't know, but when you called my father a month or so ago, he answered the phone. Even with all of the last thing he heard that was negative about what you said, and you've since apologized, and we really appreciate that. He didn't need that. He didn't say, oh, I'm not going to speak to Lamar. He said X, Y, Z. He gladly, Lamar, answered the phone. So when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about what it looks like with you being at Redemption Christian Academy, what you want to do, and also what you're doing now with your life, because you're actually a miracle to be alive.
That's a fact.
It's Lamar Odom. He's live on the #1 news talk radio station in all of America, and we're coming right back to talk to him. Hang on. It is 9:18 on a Saturday night, Eastern Standard Time. In the ATL, you're listening to Milani Kai around the country on the #1 news talk radio station in all of America. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. We're finishing our conversation with a young man who was born in 1979. That is the year my father, the Reverend John Massey Jr., founded the Redemption Christian Academy, one of 4 historically remaining African-American owned boarding prep schools in the entire country. By 1997, that young man found himself on the campus of the Redemption Christian Academy as a highly touted player. He was supposed to go from high school to the NBA, ends up going to college, but he goes on to become Lamar Odom. He's joining us from LA. Lamar, are you still there? Thanks for hanging out with us.
I'm right here.
Again, thank you so very much. Like I said, people listening from around the country, Redemption Christian Academy alumni, means a lot to my family, for my siblings and I, and the Redemption Christian Academy family, for clearing that up, what was negatively said in the past about redemption in your book. But let's talk about you right now, where you are. One of the big pieces of news was we thought we lost you. My family was praying for you. You were in a coma. For some reason, God knows, you're still with us. Are you still in recovery, and what is life like now for Lamar Odom?
Well, to be completely honest with you, once you're an addict, you're always an addict. So every day I'm in recovery. But I think my purpose, the reason why the Lord saved me, I had 12 strokes and 6 heart attacks while I was in a coma.
I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah.
Do you remember that space, though, that you were in? Do you remember anything about that, or you just remember coming out of the coma and being told? I
remember, when I woke up and being told that. And when I woke up, I couldn't walk or talk. So every day was a fight. Just to regain my ability to walk and talk. But I'm blessed and I'm here. But I think God saved me and my purpose to save others with the same problem. And with that being said, I'm in the process of gaining a rehabilitation center as we speak. Maybe one or two as we speak.
And that's to help others who are in have addiction problems.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's go to about a month or so ago. You've got the coaching bug. You call up to Redemption Christian Academy, and like I said, Pastor John Massey Jr., who has always been there for you from the day you walked on. I remember when you came to Redemption Christian Academy, he wanted to make sure that you had the right. There was so much media blitz about this 17-year-old Lamar Odom. He wanted to make sure that you had the right roommates in the boarding school. And so my dad said, you know what, for the first couple of days, I'm going to let you stay at the house. So he opened up his home to you. And now here we are, Lamar, a reunion 20 something years later. How do you end up calling the Redemption Christian Academy? Sounds like you have the coaching bug.
Oh yeah. I've been blessed enough to be around to learn the game from some incredible coaches, even learn the game from some incredible players. One player in particular, Kobe Bryant, and he practiced something called the Mamba mentality, which is to strive to be the best you every day. And so I think I'm probably put here to help other young men reach their potential through basketball. And so I can't really wait to have the opportunity to do that.
And you can do that. You want to do that through coaching.
Yeah.
We were reminiscing. I was talking to Pastor John Massey Jr. today, and we were reminiscing about when you came and we went to, anybody who knows basketball knows that name of the school back in the days when now there's a lot of pop-up preps, but back then Oak Hill was a really, really big name in basketball, and they had not been beaten on their home court in 20-something years. So my dad packed the van. Remember, it was you.
Yeah.
2 vans.
We got up there and got a win. I think in front of Rick Pitino, as a matter of fact.
Rick Pitino came. There were tons of coaches there to see you, but Rick Pitino came specifically for you. And my dad and I were talking about, we didn't have a lot of resources, but we packed those vans. We had, I don't know if you remember teacher Valerie Labrino. Mrs. Labrino came on the road with us because we needed to get the academics that piece going. And you guys went into Oak Hill. You beat them after 20-something years. And I think during that time, Lamar, I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, you were a pretty big deal at 17. Was it Tracy McGrady who was at Mount Zion that was a big deal too?
Yeah, he was a pretty big deal as well. He went on to go have a Hall of Fame career.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to, like I said, Redemption Christian Academy. I know you're in talks, and I speak on behalf of myself and the Massey family. I know you're in talks there. You understand? I mean, you would be coming from. I read the article in the TMZ that said that you want to come and you want to coach because you think you can help change lives. And the name of our school is Redemption. So you think all the stuff that was said is set aside. You want to help young men. That's the bottom line.
Of course, and with the elder John Massey, it's going to be with the Lord's help.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah.
I would be stupid to turn down this opportunity.
Yeah. So if you don't coach at Redemption Christian Academy, are you looking? You're going to coach in Cali. You're going to coach somewhere. The next phase.
Hopefully I can coach somewhere, but I would really like to start off with Redemption Christian Academy.
Okay. Well, Pastor John Massey Jr. is listening, alumni. My mom is listening. Many of your former teammates are listening. My brother, Coach Book is listening as well. Yeah. Shell is listening. My brother-in-law, Kev, is listening. The good old days of UNLV when you went out there. And if you just had some final words to the board that's listening at Redemption Christian Academy, what is your final thing to them as to why it would be a good look for a Lamar Odom to come coach at his alma mater, Redemption Christian Academy?
Well, I love you. I love you guys, and I think it's God's timing, right? I think God put this together just for us to be talking right now, and let's take advantage of the opportunity that He's given us. because you never know.
26 years later, the founder of Redemption Christian Academy, his daughter is on the #1 news talk radio station in all of America. The Lamar Odom that people either know, we know him from Redemption. Some of you know him from the NBA. Some of you know him from the Kardashians. Some of you know, who knows what else you're doing. We've come together at this time live on the radio. So Lamar, I'm just as you are. I'm looking forward to seeing what thus saith Redemption Christian Academy. And I really do. The thing that sticks out the most for me is that he did not need it. My father did not need an apology, but the fact that you said, hey, Reverend, the stuff I said in that book wasn't true. That means so much to my siblings and I and to the alumni at Redemption Christian Academy. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Lamar, we love you, and we're waiting to see what's happening. And before we go in TMZ, let us know. Say, hey, y'all going in TMZ so we don't wake up to a firestorm, okay?
No, I got you.
All right, we love you, Lamar. Chat soon.
I love you too.